Whoops. Hi, everyone. Let me zoom out a little bit. Well, the light here is less than totally perfect. Guess I'll go down a bit. Maybe I'll raise this up one more. All right. Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Hi.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the Sanskrit class, and welcome. I was encouraged by all the people who are interested in Sanskrit. Usually that's not the most popular offering ever. But, and my husband went out grocery shopping like over an hour ago, but he's unfortunately, I mean, you know how slow things can be right now. There's going to be some disruption with, I hear that he just came in. I think, his plan was to return home like a half an hour ago, but so I apologize for that disruption. So did all of you get the email? You must have, with the, you should have the opening invocations that looks like this. A Sanskrit alphabet. You didn't get this one. You got a different Sanskrit alphabet that has red on it also, I think. And a Sanskrit pronunciation guide, and a printout from the Devi Mahatmya. So let's start with the, so one problem with doing a class like a Sanskrit class, which Sanskrit relies a lot on chanting, is that in doing like the Zoom meeting, there's a bit of a lag. And I certainly hear the lag, and you probably will too. We're just gonna have to try to manage with that because it is important to chant. That's the traditional way that Sanskrit is taught. And yeah, maybe we'll figure out a way around it at some point, but for the time being, we'll have to put up with the lag. So first of all, we're going to do the 3 invocations to start. This is this page right here that you should have received. And it is an opening invocation to Ganesha, who is the remover of obstacles and the guardian of beginnings. To Saraswati, who is the goddess of learning and language and communication and the arts. There's my husband with the groceries. And to the guru, the guru energy within ourself and the teachers who have taught us. And we want to invoke all these 3 energies into the practice today. So I will lead it call and response once, and then we'll chant it together 2 more times, and then we'll sit for just for a few minutes. We'll start with an Om together. Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswataya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswataya Namaha. Om Namo Gurave Namaha. Om Namo Gurave Namaha. So 2 more times together, and if you don't get it right, don't worry about it. Together. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswataya Namaha. Om Namo Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswataya
Saraswataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Gurave
Gurave
Namaha.
Namaha. Om.
Welcome. Just 1 minute. I'm going to pause recording for a second. All right. If those of you who have some experience with Sanskrit, could you raise your hands or indicate? Okay, Sheila, yeah. Allison, and Sarah. Okay, good. Anybody else? Oh, Janet also does. Okay. There's a variety of levels, and I'm going to, but it doesn't matter with Sanskrit because you're always a beginner. And so Sanskrit is, Sri Brahmananda Saraswati called it the washing machine of the mind, which, you know, if you've ever spent any length of time chanting Sanskrit grammar, you will definitely feel like your mind has been washed. It is, and he said, if you want to change your life, put the Sanskrit alphabet up somewhere where you'll see it every day. It is the language in which all of the texts with yoga or all the texts are written, and even Pali, which is where many of the Buddhist texts are written, is derived from Sanskrit. It's all of the mantras, the chants, the prayers, except for the Hanuman Chalisa, which I think is in Hindi, but all the rest are in Sanskrit. If it's not the mother of all languages, it is at least the mother of most languages, since there is, they've identified an older root Indo-European language, but there's no trace of it. They think they have indications that there was it, but Sanskrit is all of the languages, probably most of the languages with which we are most familiar, not the Asian languages, are derived from Sanskrit. It's often called a vibrational language, you know, which is a language that, the language that connects you to the divine. I mean, all languages are vibrational because all languages are a function of sound moving through air, and that is a vibration. There's a whole aspect of Sanskrit and of yoga teaching too, like mantra yoga or shabda yoga or nada yoga, that all has to do with the sound of Sanskrit, only the sound, like bija mantras, that kind of. And there is no logical reason why the sound of the bija mantras or of chanting the Sanskrit alphabet or the vowels, why this should be transformative. There's no logical reason, but it is. Sanskrit is, it is a language that is designed to connect you to the divine within yourself. If you think about the actual language and how language structures the way you think, because anybody who speaks more than one language will know that language, the how you think, is structured by language. So for example, in Inuit, they have 100 words for snow. In English, we have 3, you know, snow, sleet, and hail. In Sanskrit, they have more words to describe the divine, more words to describe the processes whereby we connect to the divine and the different ways to connect to the divine, more languages that discuss that, more words that describe the nature of being human and the nature of connecting to something transformative and transcendental to being human than any other language. This is a language that is designed as a ladder to connect you to something bigger, to a sense of yourself as the self, as something bigger than this, other than just the small person that you think of yourself as being. That is the point of this language. So that is the way it will encourage you to think. Any association with this language will encourage your connection to something larger than your small sense of yourself. And that is the point, that's the reason for studying it, along with potentially learning how to pronounce the asana names correctly. Although I can tell you that as somebody who has practiced yoga asana in the United States for, I don't know, over 35 years now, like after having heard, what is the one that's always mispronounced? Prasarita Padottanasana should be Prasarita Padottanasana. It's like, it's still very difficult to get yourself to say it correctly, even though you know how it should be said. It's a language that is designed to bring you towards enlightenment and bring you towards, and by enlightenment, so the word samadhi has to do with absorption. So we all know what it's like to become absorbed in, say, a book or a movie or a project that you're working on. Samadhi or enlightenment is absorption in the state of awareness and awareness of being absorbed in that state of awareness. So Sanskrit is designed to bring you to that state of being absorbed in a state of pure awareness while simultaneously being aware that you are absorbed in a state of pure awareness. And it's, as you know, there's a lot of, most of the time I'm teaching yoga teachers, so the issue of how important is Sanskrit teaching yoga often comes up. It's not necessary, but it is a valuable tool. And as you'll see, it's bringing that vibration into your life and into your practice and into your teaching is one more thing that helps create the experience of yoga. So Sanskrit has, it's a very complicated language. It has 50, the alphabet is 50 letters, or 50, there's 50 characters in the alphabet. There are, which includes the 3 special consonants. Let's see, there are 14 vowels. There appear 25 major consonants, the 4 semivowels, and 4 sibilants. And plus the vowels include the and the ah. We're going to chant the vowels today. It also has 8 cases. English doesn't have any cases. German has, I think, 4 cases. Latin has, I think, 5, and Greek has 6. But cases are, does everybody know what it is to have a case? Okay, so if I say, like, this is a book, book is said one way. If I said, the book says this, book, there's a different word for book. If I said, I put it on top of the book, then you use yet another form of the word book. If you said, oh, that belongs to the book, you use yet another form of the word book. So Sanskrit has 8 different ways that you would say book, depending upon how the word book is being used, whether the book is the subject, the object, whether something belongs to the book, whether it's located on the book, whether it's something you did for the book or because of the book, or out of spite of the book. No. There's all these different ways that you would say book, depending upon what the book is doing in your sentence. There's a masculine, feminine, and neuter. And there's a single and plural, of course, but there's also a dual. So yeah, so Sanskrit's really complicated. But we are going to start, in the course of this class, we will move between just dealing with learning the language and attuning to its vibration, something more like the shabda, the sound, or the nada, which is another word for the sound, the special vibration of Sanskrit. We'll do some of that. We'll do some chanting. I wanted to touch on, we'll try to do some Yoga Sutra also. And in that too, we'll deal with some of the learning the language that has to do more with, the language itself, the language that I just described, that will come as part of the whole thing. But the idea being that the lineage that I come from, what I really like about it is that it deals with both the vibrational aspect of Sanskrit and the grammatical, learning the actual language and the grammar, and and feeling the vibration. And that's what I think is so special. It's not, sometimes you can just be dealing with the vibration, and if you take Sanskrit at a university course, they won't talk about the vibration at all. You'll just learn the language. But I think that the combination of both is the most powerful. So let's do we'll do a little exercise to sort of, I'll do a short guided meditation to sort of, to ground us and get us started. So everybody get yourself into a comfortable position. Make sure that you feel settled and grounded and that you can sit upright. Let yourself relax into the seat and feel your shoulders relax. Feel the points of contact between your seat and the ground or the pillow. Feel your hands resting and the skin of the hands touching the fabric and your legs. And feel your arms relaxing down from the shoulders, just resting there. Take a deep breath in and release it. Take another deep breath in and release it. We're going to do 3 rounds of a pranayama that I will lead you through. We're going to breathe in together to the count of 6. We're going to breathe in together for the count of 6, hold for the count of 6, and breathe out to the count of 6. So I'll call it, and we'll do that 3 times. So again, 1 deep breath in first, just to start, and release. Now breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take 1 deep breath in and release it. Feel the solidity of your skeleton holding the body erect. Feel the skeleton like the element of earth. The way the earth supports you, feel the strength and support and the solidity of the bones holding your body erect. Held up by the solid skeleton, the body is full of water, pulsing through it. Every organ, every tissue, every muscle, every membrane is plump and lubricant, full of water. Feel the entire watery field of the body, the blood, the wetness in your mouth, your nose, your eyes. Feel the strong pull of this water's gravity down towards the center of the earth. The water and the bones are just different kinds of energy vibrating. Bones one, the skin another, the membranes of the eyes another, each a different type of energy vibrating. There are no solid things. Everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Move your awareness outside the body and feel the presence, the energy of all the things around you. Feel the energy of form, incarnation all about you. And imagine that here too, there are no solid things. Feel the energy of the floor, of the fixtures, of the room itself, and of all the other bodies inhabiting the room with you. Everything is just a different type of energy vibrating. Even the space in which this body and in which all of the bodies exist is full. There is no emptiness. The bodies and these things are occupying an ocean of air. There's air everywhere. Feel the vibration of the air all around you. Feel the presence of the air as if it too were just another thing. Feel its heaviness, its weight. Feel it touching your skin, moving within your nostrils, brushing against the skin of your upper lip. Feel it moving in and out as you breathe, surrounding this, filling all of the space between all of what we consider things. Keeping your eyes closed, raise your hands and shake them out. Feel how that changes the energy field of your hands and of the air. Then move your hands in front of you at a comfortable level, about chest height, so that the palms of the hands are facing each other, close but not touching. Feel the energy between the hands. Move your hands a bit farther away, and then closer, and then farther again, and then closer again. Feel the energy expand and become concentrated. Expand and become concentrated. Feel the vibration of the energy between your hands yourself as you move your hands back and forth. When you feel ready, you can let your hands rest and try to hear my voice as if it too were just a vibration passing through the air. The sound is an energy vibration, just like the vibration felt between the hands. You may hear a background buzzing sound. That's the nadam, the sound, the unstruck sound, and pay special attention to this sound if you hear it. Together, once again, we are going to send a special sound, a special energy vibration through the air, one that connects us all. Okay, when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get this so that people can see it. Whoa. Dude. Okay. We're now going to chant the Sanskrit alphabet. This is like, we're going to not chant the whole alphabet, we're going to learn the vowels and chant the vowels. So, can you see this? So you could get out your own, rather than, maybe I should hold up a vowel chart. So first of all, Sanskrit has, it's very important. I gave you this, you got this, I forgot to say this, the 5 parts of the mouth. So with Sanskrit, with the correct pronunciation of Sanskrit, it is really, it is important that the Sanskrit comes from the correct part of the mouth. There are 5 areas that it comes from, starting from the back of the mouth, moving up to the front. So you have the guttural sounds, then you have the palatal, which is where the tongue is, the air is going through the soft palate, the roof of your mouth, but not where it feels hard. Then the cerebral, which is the hard palate, moving your tongue up a little bit. Then dental, your tongue is placed behind your teeth. And then labial, your tongue is on your lips. In chanting the alphabet or in learning Sanskrit, trying to pay attention to where your tongue is placed so that the sound is what it should be, is important. And that's something, it takes a little time to get it correctly. So, but that's something to be aware of. And even this is very obvious when we get to chanting the consonants, but we're not going to get to the consonants today. Today we're just going to chant the vowels. So which is it better to see it? It's probably better to see it like this, right? Do you all have your vowel chart is not like that. It has some red in it. Let's see if I can find the one that I sent you. I can't. All right, well, I won't waste time with it. Oh wait, I know it is. It's very obvious when you're chanting the consonants, but each of the vowels also does have a correct placement in the mouth. The ah, we'll start. There's the three basic vowels, and the ah is guttural. Can you see this or not? Can you guys see it? Here's the ah. Then
Yes.
Okay. Then it becomes the ah starts way back here. That's the basic sound. You can't open your mouth without saying ah. So that's the crucial primal sound is ah. That ah lengthens into ah. Then you move up the mouth, palatal, the I, which lengthens into e.
E.
Then these are the three basic sounds. Then we go to the lips, the oo,
Ooh.
which lengthens into oo.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're going to do this together. Ah, 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 ah,
Ah.
I, e,
I.
e, oo, oo, oo.
Ooh.
Okay, then these are the simple vowels right up here. The next two simple vowels never seem simple to any Westerner. This is r. So like Krishna, for example, is not Krishna, it's Krishna. It's r, which is a vowel. R. So you want to, it's cerebral, so you put your tongue. This is one of the things that's difficult in a virtual teaching because this one's a hard one to get, and I can't correct each one of you today, but we'll do this over time. With the r, this is cerebral, so you put your tongue against the hard palate, like rolled back against the hard palate, and try to say r. That's r. There you go. You got it, all of you. Then you move your, and this one lengthens into r. Now I read somewhere, some people, because again, this can often sound like Krishna sounds like like R-I. And I've heard that some people pronounce this as, so this is like ri and this is re, but r and r is more what I learned. And this, so your tongue is rolled back against the hard palate. Move your tongue forward to the back of your teeth. And this is like l-r, like l-r. So move your tongue back against the top of your teeth, l-r, and try to say l-r, L-R. Beautifully done, all of you, gorgeous. Those are the simple vowels, short and long. Then they're not exactly diphthongs, but they are called diphthongs. They're long, they're all long. So this is A, the thing that looks like an E, when you see it in the transliteration, that is pronounced A. So it's not Ganesh, it's Ganesh. A, I, O, ow. Then these are two simple, they're two special, what would you call, this is called anusvara. This is when you see the little dot over the end, and it's a nasalization, so it's So here are the vowels. The vowels are the basic sounds, the heart and soul of the language. This is the consonants form around the vowels. So the vowels really truly are like they're the essence of the language. These are, the is like, think of everything drawing in, the energy of drawing in. So it's given with the ah, the first one, but it can be on any letter. So this is after any vowel. So and feel the energy drawing in. Like with om, it has an anusvara. And this is the opposite of that. It's called the Visarga. And it's like, the Visarga means out, moving out. So it's like a little bit of a aha. So it's here's with the again. The Visarga is when you get the two dots. Like samastiti is, that's a Visarga at the end. It's not, it's the iti, ihi, at the end is the Visarga. Namaha is the Visarga, the aha at the end. There's at different times when you encounter it, and different people will give it more or less. Different parts of India, different Sanskrit speakers will give it more or less emphasis. But for the purposes, this is aha. Aha. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this. Well, I'm gonna lead call and response, and we're gonna chant it and try to feel the vibration of the energy moving from the guttural, moving up the mouth. Feel the openness of the and the pointedness of the I. You can almost feel that at the roof of your mouth. And the oo is like a creative energy. That's when they both come together and it comes out through your mouth. Then these, we're going to skip those for right now. We're going to chant through the simple way. And then, okay, so why don't you guys let me lead it first, just so that we have less of the lag. So I will lead it once, and then we'll chant it all together with all of the cacophony that comes with that. Okay? Okay, together. Oh, no, first me. Okay. Together. Me again. A, I, O, ow, aha. A, I, O, aha. We'll try to add these in right now. Okay, I'll lead it again. A, I, O, ow, aha. A, I, O, One more time, I'll lead again. A, I, O, ow, aha. A, I, O, ow, aha. Okay, together we are now going to chant it again with all the cacophony that comes with that. But we're gonna skip these. We're just gonna do what I just said, the I, u, A, I, O, ow, aha. And let's try to get yourself into a comfortable place. Again, it's hard to know how this is going to be chanting it online, and the vibration of the vowels is very positive, is very powerful. When I encourage my students to try chanting the vowels, like if you have a mala bead, to chant the vowels 108 times, to just do what we're going to do, the I, u, A, I, O, ow, aha. Again, it makes no sense that should be powerful. It makes no sense, but trust me, it is. Like if you chant that through, you will feel there's something that will happen, and it's there is a vibration to the language that is not easy to explain. So, and I see Sheila nodding. Yeah, that she's that experience too. So together we're going to do that, and we'll do it 3 times together. Are you guys ready? Let's do an Om first. I, U, U, A, I, O, ow, aha, I, U, U, A, I, O, ow,
aha.
I, A,
I,
O, A,
I,
O,
aha.
Let's do it again a couple more times. I, U, A, I, O,
Aha.
I, U, A,
I,
O,
aha.
The diphthongs are like they like the A and I are there. It's guttural palatal, so it's like what happens if you add the and the E, I, A, and the O and the ow are the combination of the guttural and the labial. Ow, ow, oh. So that's what happens when the and the E meet, and then the and the oo meet, and the and the E, and the and the oo. As you can see, it is important to remember that and are actually 2 different vowels. They're 2 different letters. The way that they look when you look at them in English, it's and the the long version has the line over the top. In your own looking at Sanskrit, when you read it, one of the most important things is to recognize the difference between the longs, what's long and what's short. That will help you pronounce things correctly more than anything else, to recognize the longs and the shorts. Like it's asana, it's not asana, it's asana, for example. And an example that I often give students about why that makes a difference is, so most of the time I can show the pose. The pose where you squat and you have your hands in front like this. So you're squatting like this. So somebody want to say, what's that pose called?
Malasana.
So somebody said malasana and somebody said malasana. It is malasana. And the reason that makes a difference is mala is filth or dirt or shit, honestly. So malasana is like shit pose. And malasana is, which, of course, given the position, makes some sense. We're not going to argue with that. It is a position that you could take performing that action. But the actual pose is malasana, which is garland pose. So it is important to get the longs long and the shorts short. It makes a difference. That's hard to understand in English. It's important to remember also that the transliterations that we see, they're transliterations of a language, of one language into another. So although it is the ah is a lengthening of ah, they are two different letters. It's ah, and then the I and E, there is a lengthening, but it's another letter. And same with the oo. Okay, any questions or any comments or any observations so far? No?
I have sort of a
Say
question.
Malasana one more time.
Pardon. Okay, so I want to hear Rebecca's question, but what did somebody ask me to do? Yeah.
Okay, so the aha at the end, the chant has a rhythm to it, but is there generally spacing between these as well, or is it just the chanting and we're kind of going with that? Does that make sense as a question?
Yeah, but let me ask. I think it is the spacing that I did this time was just to try to allow for the lag and have it be as. But there is spacing. They're separate. I mean, you could chant it as quickly or slowly as you want. Mm-hmm. It's not important that you have this particular space in between each letter. I just went at a particular rhythm to, because you guys aren't right here with me, so I can't, I'm trying to both hear you and do the chanting myself.
That makes sense. I was just checking.
Okay. Rebecca, what was your question?
Can you just say Malasana one more time?
Okay, so it's malasana, mal-asana. They're both longs. Mal-asana. It's not malasana. Okay. So if it was malasana, would be a short but it's malasana.
Melissa, I have a question.
Okay, I didn't see who said that, but yes.
Janet.
Okay.
So I've heard different sort of ideas around the om. So some people say we pronounce it always wrong in class, so why even bother? So I've heard that it's some people om, others say om. Are there two different? Are we working with two different?
Oh, that is such a great question. So usually I do like a whole class or class.
Oh, okay.
So that maybe we'll do that next time. Oh, look, you can see the window. But so om, but the one thing I will tell you, so first of all, even when you hear like Indian people say om, they often say om. They don't say aum.
Right.
Both are actually acceptable.
Okay.
It's not, so the other thing I didn't say about Sanskrit that I guess I'll say more next time, I'm looking for my markers, oh, here they are, is that, unlike English, everything is always pronounced the same way, like, especially when you get to the consonants, like the cha is never going to sound like a sha. Like for C, for example, it can be like church in English, or it can be like ice. That doesn't happen. Anytime you see cha, it will always be cha. You get into more argument around the sound of the vowels to some extent. Yeah, but om is a, u, but it's so if you think it's opening the mouth a through the lips u and all the way to the end, to the last of the major consonants, the m. So it's like the alpha and omega. Aum. It's you open the mouth and close the mouth. That's om. So it is officially aum. Aum. If you try to say om, if you just open your mouth and let that natural ah happen, om, you don't have to go ah om. it will happen naturally. Just try opening your mouth, pushing the air out like you're making a sound, which you're going to do, and it will always sound like ah. So if you do that first and then move into the om, it will, without having to go ah om, it'll be om. Try it yourself. It will work, I promise. Om can be written many different ways. Maybe the next class will focus more on Om, but because there's a lot to be said about Om. There's a whole Upanishad about Om. The Mandukya Upanishad is all about Om. It's a short Upanishad, but yeah. I would not worry about, I would go ahead and say it. No matter how you want to say it, I would chant it and say it. In the Yoga Sutras, they say that, well, Om is how Om expresses Ishvara.
Yeah.
And that the chant, it's a very important, so all different branches of yoga have kind of emphasize a certain bija mantra and, or mantras. And Om is, universally important. But in the Yoga Sutras in particular, they say that chanting and meditating upon Om will lead to the realization of Ishvara. So just chant it and meditate upon it, and it will, it'll instruct you too. Just let it, you can be aware that it's aum, aum, but aum is more like the lengthening of the sound. These two, ah and oo, ah and ow, o and ow are both ah and oo and ah and oo. It's still like this, the same energy vibration, the guttural to the labial. So experiment with it yourself and see. But to get too picky about how it's pronounced is, I mean, it is often kind of mispronounced, but better that than nothing, I would say. Better that, at least if the energy vibe, I wouldn't get too, I would not go as far as the person that you heard who said that that people shouldn't even bother pronouncing it just because it's not pronounced correctly.
Right.
And Om, just going Om is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Okay, so let's do a little bit of just some chanting, and for that for today we'll do the chant from the Devi Mahatmya, because this is the second day of Navaratri, which is the celebration, the 9 days and 9 nights that are the celebration of the 9 forms of Durga. And
I have a question, Melissa.
Yeah.
Do you know why there's nine forms of Durga?
No,
The number?
I don't know. I have to look. I mean, it's also, I may have known, but I'm spacing on it right now. There's the whole story around the formation of Durga, how she came, how she was created to, and I'm forgetting some of the specifics right now, but I believe that, there was a whole battle in which she saved humanity and the gods. And that may have taken 9 days and 9 nights. So the 9 different forms appeared as part of that battle. So our this particular chant is one that you sometimes hear. I know Krishna Das does a version of it. So it's Ya. I'm going to say it first and go through the meaning, and then we'll chant it. So there is a series in the Devi Mahatmya, which is long, but there's a series of these invocations in the Devi Mahatmya, and I just included a portion of it. So it's Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena and Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. And it means salutations again and again. That's the namastasyai and namastasyai, namo namaha in the salutations, again and again, to that goddess, Ya Devi, who abides in all things, sarvabhuteshu, Shakti Rupena, in the form of power. So then in this chant, so this is Shakti Rupena, but then that word Shakti gets replaced by like Shanti Rupena, in the form of peace. So Ya means that, Devi means goddess, Sarva is all, Bhuteshu is from the verb bhu, to be, and bhuta is a past participle, so adding the eshu means it's the location. It's in all beings. So it's beings, and so this is the locative. That's what I was saying. It's the locative case. So it's in all beings. Shakti plus Rupena. Shakti is power, and Rupa is like form. That occurs a lot. We hear that in a lot of Sanskrit chanting. So in the form, and some is all, and stita is to stand or to occupy, like samastiti is, this is it, samstita, all standing, that inhabits all beings. And then nama, when the visarga hits, there's all these changes that happen. So that's namo and nama are the same thing, but namo changes because of it's nama that changes to become namo when it meets the N. We'll get into that more later. Okay, so let's see if I can. So then as you go down the list, so Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita, Shanti Rupena Samstita, Shraddha Rupena Samstita. So Shanti Rupena Samstita is abides in all beings as peace. Shraddha Rupena Samstita abides in all beings as faith. Kanti Rupena Samstita abides in all being as loveliness. Lakshmi Rupena Samstita, Lakshmi is the goddess of good fortune, abides in all beings as good fortune. Vritti Rupena Samstita. So we all know Yogaschita Vritti Nirodha. Vritti is action, activity. So it's not necessarily bad, although you want to, for yoga, you want to still all that activity of the mental processes. So Vritti Rupena Samstita, then Smriti Rupena Samstita, which is memory. And then in the verses themselves go on and on. This is just a portion of them. So let's see. Let me see if I can get my tune right first, and then I'll lead you. So, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita, Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. That's how we'll do it. So I'll lead the first line, or I'll lead it call and response first, okay? Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu,
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu
Shakti Rupena Samstita,
Shakti Rupena Samstita.
Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha.
Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha.
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita,
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita.
Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha.
Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha.
Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shradarupena Samstita.
Ya
Namaste Devi
Sarvabhuteshu
Sarvabhuteshu Shradarupena
Devi
Samstita.
Namo.
Namastasyai, namastasyai, namastasyai,
Namastasyai.
namo
Namo
namaha.
namaha.
Do you feel,
Namastasyai.
oh, sorry.
I think I got lost. I'm sorry.
So do you feel comfortable chanting it together, or is it better if I lead call and response?
I think call and response is good. It's just I was kind of following along on the page, and it seemed like I was in a different place.
Okay. Well, let's pick
That was me.
I'll do, we'll lead it through the rest. Are we doing, oh wait, no, it's 12:01. Let's do, in the attempt to end on time, let's do it I'll do it call and response. We'll go back to the first one. Shakti Rupena, the goddess who abides in all beings in the form of power, and we'll end on a note of power. So
Okay, I like it.
I'll lead this one call and response again, and then we'll do an Om, and we'll just sit for a moment. Okay, good. I'll start with an Om too. Om. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shaktirupena Samstita. Together. Ya
Devi
Sarvabhuteshu
Shaktirupena Samstita.
Namastasyai, 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 namo namaha. Namastasyai, 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 namo namaha. Om. Dhanyavada, which means thank you. Please, by all means, next week we'll do Om, and we'll chant the vowels. Perhaps we'll get into the consonants, and for the chanting, perhaps also we'll do next week. Perhaps we'll do some Yoga Sutra. Not perhaps, we will. If you have questions or comments, I mean, I can stick around for a little bit to hear, but also by all means, email me. If there's something in particular you would really like me to get to, please let me know. If there's something that was frustrating, that you had a hard time with, or that didn't work, or something that you thought worked really well, by all means, let me know. I look forward to hearing from you. And if anybody has any questions, I can hang out for a little bit and answer questions. So
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thanks, Melissa.
yeah.
Right.
All right. I'll assume there's no questions. And
Melissa, could you chant it one more time, just that first part, so I could record it? So that
oh, sure. And also, I am recording, and as long as I don't lose it, I know it's somewhere on my laptop, but I have
Been there.
recording the other ones, and then I clicked the button, and then I was like, wait, where'd that go? So I will find it, and I will post it, and I will send a link. I have Sanskrit and Yoga Sutra videos on YouTube, and I will post it there. And send out a link later in the week. But I'll chant it again right now so you can do it yourself. Okay. So another thing just to note before you do it is you can see in the Sanskrit that like the whole issue, like the longs and the poetry in Sanskrit is all about meter. It's not about rhyming. So getting the longs long and the shorts short is really important when you chant. I had not thought about this chant before I picked it for today. It's a little bit confusing because of the nature of the words that they choose, there's a little more variation with the longs and the shorts than there normally is in chants in Sanskrit. But and there's also these other rules, like for example, it's easy to tell if something's long if it has, like the a, I, o, and ow are always long. If there's an or an aha, that's lengthened too. Obviously the the e, and the oo, those are long, but the shorts can be made heavier or longer if they're followed by two consonants. So, there's all these other rules that we'll get into more later that you don't have to try to remember all now. So I'll chant it again right now, okay? Om Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Om. Good?
Yeah, sounds a lot
All
better.
right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you all very much, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank
Melissa.
you. Gracias.
Oh, wait.
Namaste.
I do
Yeah.
have a quick comment. I'm thinking the only thing is like when you have us do the call and response,
Mm-hmm.
might I think be a little more helpful if you do it in shorter versions because of that skip. Maybe
Yeah.
it would help us with our pronunciation. Like my Sanskrit is horrible, so help me like because I forget. Once you're already at the end of that one sentence, I'm
Right.
like, I've already forgotten, and it would help me personally if we maybe did it in a little bit shorter.
Okay.
Maybe it
I
got
started
longer.
off short, but then I lengthened it. But
Yeah.
you're right. I'll
Just
keep
an
it
idea.
shorter for that reason. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Just an idea. Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
But,
hi
okay.
guys.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Yeah.